Originally, this video was supposed to be about Oblivion. Released in 2006, Oblivion set the standard on what gamers can expect from games moving forward. For better, and for worse. But mostly for the best. It won the award for Best Game of the Year, and that was no easy feat in 2006. It went up against the 4th generation of Pokemon, Yakuza 2, Bully, and even the first episode of Half-Life 2. It beat them all. And it didn't just win the Best Game of the Year or the Best RPG of the Year. IGN called it the best game of all time. And just before their 20th anniversary, Bethesda released Oblivion Remastered. A love letter to the original game for veterans and new players alike to have a chance to play it again in a much more modern setting. Fantastic for people like me who's never had the chance to play it. And then the French came. I watched internet collectively get excited for Oblivion Remastered, and then the literal second Expedition 33 came out, people stopped talking about it. And I'm not saying Oblivion's not a good game. God no. I value my life. What I am saying though is that Expedition 33 made people forget about a generational masterpiece 2 days prior. Well, everyone's talking about how great Expedition 33 is and how it might win Best Indie Game of the Year award, but most importantly that GTA 6 is coming out this year because Rockstar's dropping it, and it's gonna win Game of the Year because Rockstar put it out, and it's gonna win every single... GTA 6 got pushed back till next year. This is anyone's award now. And my vote is on Expedition 33. And I'm not alone in that theory. Unless some other game comes out this year from the shadows, from nowhere, Expedition 33 is going to win this year. And it's going to be a little bit sweeter because it was made by an indie team. So let's get into this game and let me show you how beautiful it is. The game starts with a flower. A rekindling of an old flame, one last time before they depart. After the gommage, they will be unable to see each other once the paintress counts, removing anyone over the age of 33. This has to change. Gustav and the rest of Expedition 33 disembark Lumiere for a better tomorrow. Much like those who came before, for Gustav and many other members of the expedition, this is their last chance before they succumb to the paintress. They have successfully landed on the island, equipped with Lumiere's best technology and strategic analysis. They can take down any Neverone that comes their way.
You're old.
No amount of training would prepare them for this. Gustav wandered aimlessly, seeing only the remains of the fallen comrades from previous expeditions. He is the last of his team. It has ended as quickly as it began. There is no hope.
You do that, we both die.
Lune, the expedition's lead analysis, managed to survive the ambush. Perhaps it's not over. We both discovered that Gustav's invention works and are able to extract resources from the Neverons. This is salvageable. Lune and Gustav team up and meet at the rendezvous point, the glowing tree, and await other survivors. Let's talk about exploration. Currently, the game is pretty linear with its exploration, but still allows you to explore any nooks and crannies to find valuable chroma or even potions that help you revive, which is valuable since the combat is very hard. The Neverons that we encounter do multiple swings in one attack, ending your expedition for real. Thankfully, you can dodge if you get the timing right, but if you really get it down, you can parry, and if you do them all in succession, you can do damage in rebuttal. At the start of each of your turns, you get an ability point. You get them more by also dodging and attacking and using your abilities, but you also can use them to cash in to either do free aim abilities and also do other spells. But the actions don't stop here. You also have quick time events. If you do them correctly, you do more damage, or you affect more party members with buffs. But also certain Nevrons have certain weak points. If you hit them with the free aim ability, you can do more damage. Fantastic. As you explore, you get to see previous expeditions and the groundwork they made, such as Expedition 69, who put in the pitons that were able to traverse the area. Hey, nice. You can even find the flags of previous expeditions as well, where you can set skills and stat points and even fully rest. But be mindful doing this, as if you rest, the enemies will respawn. And finally, you can find journal entries from previous expeditions, documenting their perspectives and thoughts for another expedition. Some took it very seriously, writing in full punctuation and being written by the highest officer. Others not as much. Some documented their coup amongst each other. Some shared perspectives on expedition, such as Expedition 69. While the writer understood that their work wasn't as exciting and they will not see the death of the paintress, they have carved a path for the rest to succeed. Thank you, 69. When we get to the tree, there's only one other survivor. Leo! There are no other survivors. But after securing the area, there's a note dedicated to us.
Took mile to the weird corals. Head north. Look for a door inside a hut.
Maya.
This doesn't make sense. Who would have written this?
Maya?
Mayal is alone, but more importantly, she is safe. She explains that she woke up here after an ambush, with the curator keeping care of her. It's Nevron that doesn't speak, but for some reason it's friendly towards us and joins us at camp. The evenings are dedicated for recreation and planning. Gustav can spend time with the other expeditioners and get a better sense of how they're feeling, like Mayal, who expresses experiencing weird nightmares with no explanation.
You should never have come. You're only going to make things worse for everyone. Let them spend their final year in peace. This is your only warning.
Odd. Gustav will also write in his journal about what he's experiencing, and hoping his predecessors are able to find his writings and learn from them. Additionally, you can upgrade your gear thanks to the curator. Each weapon has 3 major unlocks that provide static buffs. This is also a good time to mention Pictos. They're basically perks that make combat easier, usually with a trade-off, like being able to do more damage, but once you're at 20%. But that's usually for the higher end. Some are just very simple and basic, like gaining more action points, or even allowing you to go first. Cool. Eventually, you'll master the Picto, allowing anyone to equip it, not just the one person. You also get points to unlock new skills. You're allowed to have 6 abilities per character. You're allowed to mix and match them to your heart's content. During the start of the game, I was using Lune to burn Nevrons and allowing Mayal to use an ability that gives her a Victor stance, allowing her to do 200% more damage. It is a lot to consider, but once you understand it, there is a lot of sense of accomplishment once you master it. The next step for us is to meet the Gestrels. Noko, this is Noko, by the way, mentioned the best way to the Painters is by swimming across, but the sea is too big, and we'll drown before we can get there. The best solution is to meet Chef Glorga, the leader of the Gestrels. Wait, shouldn't it be Chief? He said Chef. After convincing the front line that we are, in fact, not Nevrons, holy shit, he uses a dead Gestrel as a club. We speak to Chef Glorga, surrounded by Gestrels doing push-ups. Weird, but okay. She metaphorically rolls her eyes at us after inquiring about the Paintress, probably due to how many times she's asked about this. She informs that Eske, a mythical creature told in child fairy tales, is actually real and can help us get across. Great, where is he? Please? I hate the French, man. The tournament is kind of a walk in the park. The Gestrels never really put up a fight, so it's equivalent of beating up the elderly. To be honest, there really isn't anything to write home about. The Gestrels love to fight, and honestly, having some expeditioners show up every few years probably brings a smile to their "why the fuck are you here?" Ciel is the last survivor of Expedition 33. After beating her ass in the tournament, she meets up with us. Rather than meeting everyone at the rendezvous point, she decided to spend the rest of her time here hanging out with the Gestrels. But why? We have a job to do. So, fuck it. Welcome aboard, I guess. After saying the password to get through,
Get out of my way!
Jeez, tu pochino paparino.
No. It's the password.
Rico femicola, gor granda vari bombino, passwordito. Gomiku rapito sava.
we meet the one and only Esquier.
Bonjour, mes amis.
Esquier is a friendly guy who speaks in riddles, and is willing to help us, but only if we help him in return.
I will need Flory,
Who's Flory?
one of my rocks.
Rocks.
See? Flory helps me swim. But Flory was stolen by my arch nemesis. One whose every step shakes the foundation of the world. The one known as Francois.
Okay.
Let me guess. Francois is located deep in Nevron-infested territory, right?
Oh no. He's right next door. Over there.
Sure, you got it, man.
You seem to know me.
Yes.
How? I don't understand.
Men trip not on mountains. They stumble upon stones.
Despite being a chill guy, he seems to know more than he leads on. We confront Esquier's arch-nemesis about Flory.
Are you Francois? He's just a talking rock.
Wait, I thought Flory was the rock.
A rock? I am not a rock. Do you have rocks for eyes? You certainly have rocks for brains. I am clearly a turtle. Esquier! Stop sending hooligans over here!
Stop being a meanie. They're nice humans.
Then keep them on your side of the caves! Now get off my lawn!
Francois didn't have Flory. But he joins us anyway, as long as we promise to get Flory. So you can carry us from the start? The overworld was designed with Esquier in mind. He's not treated like a normal party member, but more like a mount that you can traverse through the overworld. This is also a good time to talk about the developers of the game. As some of you may be aware, this is made by a very small team. 32 people and a dog. A very good dog. Well, what we've seen already, we can assume that these people have been working together for years making great games. Nope! Jennifer Svegbernian only wrote short stories for herself before writing this story. And she got in contact with Guillaume Broche, the CEO of the game, to get this Reddit for voice acting. Free voice acting. And then was hired to be the lead writer. One of Jennifer's favorite games is Elden Ring, a game series that's well known for its universe and well-written dialogue. Something that Expedition 33 does well. But you know what else it does well in? It's voice acting. We got a couple big names here. We got Jennifer English, who voices Mayel, but also voiced Shadowheart in Baldur's Gate 3, that won Game of the Year. Coincidence? Coincidence? I don't know, I'm just throwing it out there. Andy Serkis also in the game. He voices the old guy that killed all our friends. But he voiced Gollum from the Lord of the Rings series. That's also iconic. Also a coincidence? Ben Starr's in the game too. He voiced Clive in Final Fantasy 16, one of the best modern Final Fantasy games of all time. Do you see the pattern yet? And not all the voice actors have an impressive resume. No. For some of these people, it was their first time voicing ever. Maxim Cazorla appeared in a few short films that he directed, also voiced Esquier. And not to mention Charlie Cox. This is the first time he voice acted in a video game ever. In fact, in an open Q&A, he felt embarrassed about that.
I don't mean to minimize it in any way, and it's so cool. Apparently the game is awesome. I'm not a gamer. I have no idea. I haven't played it. My agent asked me if I wanted to go and do a voiceover. I was in the studio for 4 hours, maybe, and people keep saying how amazing it is and congratulations, and I feel like a total fraud. But I'm so thrilled for the company. I'm so thrilled it did really well.
4 hours. And right, he might be overreacting. It's still, that is impressive, especially how he brought to life Gustav, the main character of the game. And can I please talk about the music now? Can I please talk about the music? Did you hear the music yet? Lorien Testard started learning music when he was 16 years old, but prior to that, he also taught himself for 3 years. Guillaume found Lorien in a niche forum website, where he would later buy and then hire him for his music. The music periodically takes a backseat for exploration, but never apologizes for taking the main stage, especially during boss fights. Lorien talks about how much video games have meant to him, and it echoes to the rest of the staff. The website shows the teams in their favorite games of all time. One in particular to me was Emily Perez, who put down her favorite game as Claire Obscure Expedition 33. I wish I had this type of confidence. In fact, it looks like the developers took huge inspirations from the games that they played, particularly Guillaume's favorite games of Devil May Cry and Persona. Good choice. Good choice. Good choice. You made a good choice. Good choice. Ah, shit. Good choice. You made a good choice. That's alright. Good taste. It wears its inspirations on its sleeve. I mentioned a little bit earlier, but I cannot stress enough how cool the pairing system is. I never felt like more of a badass in my life. I am the storm that is approaching. Provoking, please don't copy strike me. You have a much smaller window to parry rather than dodging, making a high risk, high reward. Now, is it safer to just dodge the attack later and kill the boss slower? Yes, but I'm not a little bitch. However, this did change when I faced the Lamp Master. Fuck this guy. The Lamp Master forces you to understand every ability that you have in your disposal. Recognize what each attack looks like while trying to convince yourself that you should just dodge. It's okay. And even the first introduction of a second phase. This threw me for a loop when I originally got to this point. The Lamp Master will charge himself up for a very powerful attack. You can prevent this from happening if you just shoot the lamps in the correct pattern. What was the pattern? I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. But when I did, I understand how important it was for me to understand in the future. This was the toughest challenge I have faced in this game. But when I completed, oh dear God, did I feel like a champion. Even if it took me an embarrassing amount of times to figure it out. Thankfully, killing the Lamp Master also resulted in finding Flory, allowing us to sail across and get closer to the Paintress. And for once, everything seems alright. Like, maybe we can do it.
Wanna throw one more rock?
The others are waiting, but...
You might reach her.
Okay.
But not without a grim reminder.
Ooh, what about that one?
That we are still fragile.
Well, you know, like I always say, it's not about the rock. It's more about...
Gustav's expedition has ended.
Run.
Gustav attempts to fight off the old man. But nothing Gustav can do can stop him. The feeling of being strong and capable was immediately washed away in an instant. We're just as powerless as we were when we first stepped onto the beach. A nightmare. Voices of compiled arguments.
You let her come. You know she's too weak for this. How could you let her take such a risk?
You only care when things are right in front of you. My sweet child, you were supposed to stay home.
Mayal losing her father and best friend, and now might join him.
It's been a while.
Our death was delayed by an argument, one which was very difficult to follow.
Stay out of this. You chose to walk away. You don't get to come back now and interfere.
You've lived more than a lifetime. It's time to let her go.
No. I want my family back.
Hey, is this a bad time? I can come back later. The night stranger helps us up. We're allowed to leave without any further casualty. It was a difficult night for everyone. Ciel seeks comfort in Esquier, while Ciel comforts Lune on the next plan, even having a discussion if the expedition can continue. But maybe it's not over yet.
This seemed important. If you want to reach the monolith, the best path is through the quarry up north.
Who are you? And where did you get that expedition uniform?
I'm wearing an expedition uniform because I, too, am an expeditioner.
What? What do you mean you're an...
I've never seen you before.
First expedition. Expedition 0. I don't know exactly, but some of us stopped aging and were not affected by the Gamage.
Some of you. Like the man on the cliff.
Anwar, our commander. He believes his immortality is a gift from the Paintress. Killing her would kill him too, and he enjoys living forever.
And you don't.
Burying everyone you know while you live on can weigh you down a bit.
You want to join us?
If you don't mind the company, yes.
So, if I want to kill Renoir, I have to kill the Paintress first. What's your name?
Verso.
Verso fills the gap that Gustav did. Being the character he plays in the camp now, we're now able to speak to other expeditioners and learn more about their backstory. The more you talk to them, the more you rank up in a relationship, unlocking new dialogue abilities. Hey, kind of like Persona. I wonder if they play the game series at all. I think they'll like it. This prevents the game from maiden butlering us. Rather than a bunch of people who already know this information, asking questions about it so that we, the viewer, can learn it, Verso is here to ask those questions. And also it's giving more insight on Ciel, a character that I dismissed and immediately disliked. She was a teacher, and having the armbands be the last thing that the students gave her before leaving, and even the loss of her husband. It gave me a better understanding of her perspective and maybe why she didn't want to continue the expedition. This isn't the first time he tagged along with an expedition. Originally, he was part of Expedition 58, and since he's been around for so long, he's actually able to help us get further to the Paintress, even allow us to stop and give Gustav a proper burial. But before we go any further, we need to make a pit stop to the old Lumiere train station and meet our final party member, Monoko.
Slow as ever. More music.
After a friendly fight, because Jeshrils love to fight for some reason, we ask him nicely to join us.
I will never join you again.
There will be a lot of fighting, though.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's true.
There will be a lot of fighting.
Exactly.
Count me in then.
Good.
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 Okay, great. We've now assembled the disaster expedition. What does everyone do? Yeah, I didn't do that yet, did I? I didn't mention that. Whoops. Yeah, I was hoping to do this when everyone's a part of the party so that it can do it in one fell swoop. So here we go. First, it has a ranking system from D to S. The higher his rank is, the more damage he does. But if he takes damage, he goes down a rank. So don't get hit. Male has 3 forms: offense, defense, and virtuous. You only understand that stance once per turn, making you having to do a dance, making the character complicated but also exciting to maneuver. Lune masters the elements of earth, fire, water, and lightning. Each ability grants her a shard that allows her next ability to be extra powerful. Monoko collects feet. Wait, you serious? But with these feet, you can use enemy abilities, very similar to a blue mage in Final Fantasy. And CL confused the hell out of me. She has these like hard abilities and like you stack them and do damage, I think. I hope. And Gustav had the ability to charge up his arm to do devastating damage. Yeah, you don't really need to remember this one. Honestly, each character has their own unique powers and abilities that stand out from each other. And since there's only 3 party slots, you can mix and match your heart's content. Or if you're like me, you can just refuse to learn 2 of them. Anyway, we get to Old Lumiere. And according to Verso, here is the heart of the Patriots. The party is split into 2, and the worst part is, I now have to play with CL on my team. Jokes aside, this gives you an opportunity to actually play with the other characters that you're forced yourself to not play. A little bit annoying if you don't like their abilities, but thankfully, it's a short area. While we group with Miel and Verso, Lune finds Expedition 58's journal, one that Verso used to travel with.
Expedition 58, Delphine. Verso called this thing an axon. Apparently they are incredibly powerful, with hearts of pure chroma, utterly unkillable. Except clearly, something did. Verso and his father Renoir spent years trying to kill the axons, hoping to forge their hearts into a weapon to break the barrier.
Miel is in trouble.
I knew you'd open the door for her.
Really, Verso? This was your plan? How many times must you hurt our family?
No, you don't get to lecture me on family.
Why do you refuse to see I am doing this for us? Yet you insist on rushing toward death.
So move. I'm gonna fucking kill him.
You haven't told her the truth. Have you, son?
Sorry we're late. We were busy doing a bit of reading.
Right, can we talk about this later? I'd really like for you all to survive this.
This is gonna be a hard fight. And oh dear God, it was. Lennar would bait his attacks to make you slip and parry dodges. Some of them even stun you if you miss. Around the halfway mark, he puts down pedals down that require you to remove them, otherwise he heals fully. Well, that must be the worst thing he does. And yeah, you're right. Is what I would say if I was lying. One of his attacks has 2 swings. If you don't parry the last one, he sends you to the fucking Shadow Realm. Who am I fighting, Seto Kaiba? The fight has ended. But not without casualty.
Where did it go? No. Alicia.
Fuck!
At camp, Verso doesn't want to talk about it.
Because it's private. And it's painful and it's none of your business.
Okay, great. Eventually, the conversation diverts to the mission. Another way to the Paintress. A weapon to pierce the barrier requires materials that are held by the Axons. Verso has been hesitant to offer this idea, since expeditions prior to us with much more resources have failed. But fuck it. The first Axon we take on is the Mask Keeper. This Axon can be weakened if we kill the 3 main masks, Joy, Sadness, and Anger. The first phase starts us off with fighting a mirror to do direct damage, before entering the second phase.
This mask can't hurt me. Because it is me.
Is this a Persona reference? And then we fight the Siren. This Axon has stopped expeditions by reminding them of a better place, which seems to put everyone in a trance. Except Verso. Joke's on you. Verso doesn't have any good memories. Both fights were amazing in its own right. Personally, I really like the Sirens. Something I cannot do proper justice to in this video. Like, play the game. I don't know what else to tell you. Anyway, we kill the Siren and the Mask Keeper, getting a mask and a blanket. Cool. We use them to make an Eclipsed Rapier. Yeah, that makes fucking sense. And with a single strike, we are one step closer to killing the Paintress. And she's crying. Well, time to die, I guess. When we fight her, she takes no damage. Huh. Our only solution is to enter further into the Monolith. The Monolith is a collage of all the places we've been to before. The Destral Forest, the Old Lumiere train station, and New Lumiere. And after, we fight Renoir.
I love them, too.
The Paintress is just up ahead. The woman has been killing millions of people who has caused despair, is now in reach. And she is confused.
You've come back. But the fire. Are you really here? Or is he? Oh, is he playing tricks again? Alicia.
Alicia.
Your face.
My face? What about my face? Are you going to burn it again?
Alicia's your daughter.
And I'll remind you of her. The daughter you lost.
Come along. Let's go home.
Yes. You need to go home.
This is another trick. She's not Alicia. You are not my Verso.
No. Verso's dead.
No. No. You are his creations, not mine. You will not take this canvas from me.
Oh, here we go. This fight is challenging and rightfully so. This is the last fight of the game, and it better be a challenge. There are black holes, laser things that smack the shit out of you, and then it escalates into the fight in the Paintress with a big doll, and you finish the fight while riding on Esquier. Fucking Esquier. This is the definition of what every final boss should be. Hard, challenging, bring everyone together for the final blow. Winning feels wrong.
Brother, I tire of the conflicts and deceptions that plague our family and theirs. So, I entrust you with this letter. Whether you give it to her is up to you. I'm at peace with what's to come. When the time comes, I hope you will be too, Maya. It's a strange feeling, watching you with my brother, laughing and smiling, without the scars or the memories that afflict me. Alicia, as she was meant to be, not this painted version that I am. My family, a facsimile of yours, and this world, a mirror, painted by your mother, the paintress, to stave off her grief. Seeing your expedition through would plunge us all into the abyss. For in ridding the world of the paintress, you'd lose the sole force standing against the one who would erase us, the one who invokes the flowers of the gommage. An act of love, for he does love her. You who have lived amongst us, perhaps you differ from your father and your sister, as I differ from mine. Your mother paints life, whilst your father, death. What will you paint?
We have been pulled from our reality. The Descendants are a family of painters. Years ago, there was a fire. Alicia was going to die without the intervention of her brother, Verso. Since then, Aline and Renoir have been grieving over the loss of their only son. Aline was the paintress and Renoir was the curator. Alicia attempted to enter the painting but was accidentally painted over, making her part of the painting as Maëlle. The Verso we see in the game is actually the last piece of Verso. That's why he can never be erased from the gommage. It is his soul. Renoir talks to us in original form, apologizing to Verso for ever getting caught up in the dispute. Renoir's goal wasn't for Verso to get hurt, it was to destroy the painting. This was the only way he knew how to move on. The painting brought grief and misery to the family, and destroying it would be the last thing to ever remind them of Verso. Maëlle and Verso retreat to the camp. With the remaining chroma, she was able to repaint Ciel and Lune, and planned for one last final push into Lumiere. I believe that the best antagonists are ones that we understand why they're doing something, but ultimately disagree with their approach. Renoir is grieving much like anyone else, but his solution is a nuclear option. The people that you grieve have left such an impression on you that you're willing to stop your life to remember them. That is not something you easily discard. I understand Renoir's position. It's a very stereotypical reaction for any male, but that is not how you deal with it. Maëlle persuaded Renoir to only destroy the canvas once she leaves. A room no one was meant to find. A young boy is painting. This is Verso. By stopping himself, he can finally rest. And Maëlle doesn't want this. Maëlle could still bring life to this world, bring back Gustave, Ciel's partner, as well as everyone from Lumiere. But then, Verso will be a puppet to Maëlle. She will be ultimately playing God. And to me, the option was obvious.
It's over. Verso.
Can I talk about the ending of the game and what it meant to me? The message I received that there will be loss in your life, and there is no shame to process that and go through the grief. The people you miss will not want you to stop your life. In fact, the Dizon families visits Verso's grave every year. That was the gommage. The flowers and the petals, the SK plush, it was all to honor him. I cannot stress you how beautiful this game is. The developers have called out that this will take 2 decades if this went AAA. It makes me wonder what games I would have missed out on because of some corporate CEO cared more about battle passes and bottom lines than it did about telling a story. What I want to tell you is this: the loss of someone will change you, and that's okay. You do not have to suppress yourself like Renoir did. They were important to you, But do not let that grief consume you like it did with Aline. There is a balance. Take the time you need to celebrate the ones that you shared your expedition with. Good fucking choice.